Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Gaynor.
Aidan.
Okay, 3 of us here today.
Indeed.
7 American inventions that changed Britain forever. Fast food.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Lots of fast food.
Fast food's definitely Fast food's definitely got to be an American thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh well, McDonald's is.
Yeah, it's but I mean, talking about general fast food, you get Chinese fast food, don't you? Sort of thing.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that's Chinese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we get into this then?
Yeah.
Just hide it in the bookshelf. America may not have invented the English language, but in its short time on Earth, it has invented plenty of other things. In fact, as somebody who's lived here for 1.6 decades, I've come to realise that these inventions impacted not just the United States, but the rest of the world, including Britain. Now, before Uncle Toby clicks away thinking, what could Americans possibly have given us that we didn't improve with a stiff upper lip and a dollop of sarcasm? Hold your horses, because this isn't just about what's my line. I'm talking about those inventions that crept into our homes, our streets, and even our pockets. And there are so many of them that if this video does well, there will definitely be a part 2, and if it tanks, then just forget I said that. Oh, and speaking of future videos, if you're subscribed to this channel, thanks. If not, do that now. In the meantime, without any more faffing about, here are 7 American inventions that changed Britain forever. The Escalator, invented in 1891 by American inventor Jesse W. Reno. The first functioning escalators were originally more of a Coney Island novelty than a practical solution. Picture this, 19th century thrill seekers stepping onto these mechanical wonders, treating them like the fairground attractions they were. It was less mind the gap and more hold on to your hat. Meanwhile, across the pond, we Brits were quite happy with stairs. Climbing was practically a sport.
I was going to say, I don't know about you, but I would rather just use stairs because I always get caught behind someone that stands there in the middle on their phone, because I'm the type to get on an escalator and start walking up it still, rather than just standing on one step and just waiting.
I stand on one step and wait.
Depends. You're supposed to stand to the right over here.
Yeah, but I it's just I don't know. I just feel like it's a bit pointless.
Yeah.
No, not the left.
It's one of them, innit?
I
thought it was the right.
to the left.
I thought it was the right. You stand to the right because it tells you on the subway as well in London. When you're on the subway, move to one side. If you're stopping, stand on one side. And then the other ones can walk past you.
People most definitely don't read that.
But I always get the one with the case, stood there, taking the whole. They're taking the
Oh
whole.
yeah,
wall.
for sure.
Yeah, like there's only me in the world. Yeah.
It's with the one that's just constantly on the floor and they stop on that.
Oh, that just the travelator.
that's
That's
for
noting that.
walking
That's
on.
for walking on.
Literally.
Yeah.
But by the early 20th century, escalators started to sneak into places like Harrods and the London Underground. And just like that, the British reluctance to embrace modernity crumbled, though not without drama. Legend has it that the first riders were so unnerved by the experience, they were given brandy to calm themselves down. Today, escalators are found in shopping centres all across Britain. And let's not forget the quintessentially British queuing etiquette that comes with it. Stand on the right, walk on the left, something largely eschewed in the United States.
That's
American novelty.
If it's always like that, then I've got no problem. But people
right.
People aren't always going to be stood on the right.
British necessity, the escalator proved that sometimes it's okay to take the easy way up. Ketchup. Practically synonymous with American dining. But did you know this popular condiment wasn't always the ketchup we know and love? Early versions were more like a fermented fish sauce from Asia. In 1812, an American scientist named James Meese became credited with the first recipe for tomato ketchup. However, it wasn't until another American named Henry J. Heinz got involved in the late 19th century that ketchup became the sweet, thick tomato sauce we slather on everything today. While Heinz ketchup started gaining a foothold in American life, it was also sold in the UK from 1886 onward, first as a novelty, now as a must-have. Today, ketchup is a non-negotiable accompaniment to chips, bacon sandwiches, and, if you're feeling rebellious, a full English breakfast. And let's not ignore its role in
Bacon
settling
sandwiches,
family
brown
disputes
sauce.
over
Brown sauce,
dinner.
yeah.
Red sauce or brown sauce.
Oh, brown sauce.
He should know, being a northerner,
Right.
that it's brown sauce.
Bacon.
Yeah. Yeah. He's winding us up there and he's trolling us.
HP sauce.
So cheers to Heinz, which also launched baked beans in the UK, paving the way for that most British of meals, beans on toast. Of course, there are countless European inventions that reshaped American life, like, for example, the printing press. But in a 21st century world where news sources have their own political leanings, staying informed without falling into an echo chamber feels like navigating the London Underground blindfolded.
Electric guitar.
Be sure to strap in for this one, because this is one of the coolest inventions ever made, the electric guitar. depending on your definition of electric guitar. It was invented in the 1930s by a handful of American pioneers like George Beecham and Adolf Rickenbacker. Originally designed to give jazz and swing musicians more volume, it quickly became the backbone of genres like rock and or roll. Now, Americans might have built the electric guitar, but the British helped to make it a cultural phenomenon. By the 1960s, British bands like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones and the Who invaded the United States wielding Fenders and Gibsons. It's amazing they weren't tried for war crimes. Suddenly, the electric guitar wasn't just an instrument, it was a symbol of rebellion, creativity, and occasionally smashed hotel rooms. So here's to the United States for plugging in and turning it up. And here's to us for taking that six-stringed marble and making chart history. Next on the list, the mobile phone, and believe it or not, the device that you're probably holding in your hands right now started as a clunky, brick-like invention in America. The first mobile phone call was made in 1973 by Martin Cooper, a Motorola engineer who reportedly called his competitor at Bell Laboratories just a gloat. In the early days, mobile phones were seen as flashy gadgets for business executives and Wall Street hotshots. But as the technology improved, their popularity skyrocketed, and by the 1990s, mobile phones were becoming a bigger thing across the Atlantic. At first, we Brits were sceptical. After all, who needed a phone that you could carry when a red phone box worked just fine? But once prices dropped and networks improved, we were hooked, as were the red phone boxes. Fast forward to today, and mobile phones are as essential in Britain as tea and biscuits. From texting mates about the football to snapping pictures of your Sunday roast for Instagram, they've become an integral part of British life, not to mention the world. Sadly,
do you think you'd ever be able to walk anywhere nowadays, or sit anywhere in like in a mall, or like a food court or anything like that, and not see anyone on the phone?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You can go anywhere without seeing anyone on the phone.
No.
I
You
don't
can go
think so.
somewhere, yeah, for sure, like North Sentinel Island or something like that.
No, I'm talking about in the UK or in the USA. Like when you go to like in a big city, could you walk to to a park or whatever and see people reading a book or whatever you do?
I mean, you might see people reading a book, but then you see someone else on the phone.
Even when you go to the gym, so I've heard that when people go to the gym, right, is people on the phone there as well, and filming themselves, and I see that Joe calling people out for filming,
for sure,
all that kind of stuff. I've seen a guy the other day walk in front of another guy, and the guy grabbed him and shoved him back.
Yeah, people get annoyed. They'll put the camera like 10 metres away, and if someone walks past them, they'll start getting angry like in front of the show.
I'd definitely do that in the gym if I went. I'd be stood in front of it.
I wouldn't walk past it, I'd stand in front of it, I'd just stand there like that.
Filming.
We've not quite forgiven America for inventing autocorrect, but then neither has America. Either way, cheers to the mobile phone, an American invention that connects us all, one missed call at a time. Who would have thought that a pair of trousers designed for American miners would become a British wardrobe staple? Enter blue jeans, invented in 1873 by immigrants Jacob Davis and Levi Strauss. Originally made for rugged labourers, these durable denim wonders quickly became a symbol of American work ethic and soon American cool. La 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 bum bum bum. By the mid-20th century, Hollywood icons James Dean and Marlon Brando were rocking jeans in films, turning them into a global fashion statement. In the US, they were the ultimate symbol of rebellion and youth culture. Across the pond, however, Brits were a bit slower to embrace denim jeans. I mean, trousers were supposed to be formal, weren't they? But then came a decade known to most as the 60s, when Britain began to emulate American subculture. And today, whether you're heading to a football match or riding the escalator at the shopping centre, chances are you've got at least one pair of trusty blue jeans in your wardrobe. So thank you, America, for giving us trousers that can survive anything, including a drunken tumble into the River Freshney in 2005.
Apart from my suits, I only have one pair of trousers.
You do?
Yeah.
Which suits?
They're like jeans, but the trousers.
What do you mean apart from your suits?
I've got trousers with my suits.
Yeah,
I've got a bunch of suits.
That's still trousers.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying I don't have just a pair of trousers. Well, I have one pair, sorry. But they're cut like jeans. They look like jeans, but the trousers. But everything else I've got is jeans.
I've got like tracky bottoms and that as well.
You've got quite a lot of trousers.
Have I?
Yeah.
Mine are only the suits and one pair of trousers. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got at least 5 I can think
I
of.
wonder how many people. Let us know in the comments how many people own trousers outside of, say, a suit.
Right. What we calling trousers though? Like
chinos.
Oh no, I'm not wearing chinos.
No, you got your black ones with the studs on them.
Yeah, I've got like black like suity pants that are like.
That's what I'm saying. It's like cotton pants, type thing, or the equivalent material, not denim.
Yeah.
I've only got one pair.
I've got 19 pairs of jeans.
19.
Cheers for that. That's a lot.
It is.
microwave oven, the magical box that warms up your hot pocket, was an accidental invention. Percy Spencer, an American Raytheon engineer and a man who apparently thought nothing of carrying chocolate bars in his pocket, discovered the power of microwaves in 1945. While working on radar technology, Spencer noticed that microwaves caused said chocolate bar to melt. And instead of wondering if he had an overheating problem, he accidentally invented the microwave. We've all done it. By the 1970s, microwaves started to take off in US households, heralding in a new era of convenience. Americans were now free to create new delicacies like rubbery hot dogs, lava-like TV dinners, and of course, popcorn that's either perfect or charcoal. There really is no in between. The device was an instant hit among families who no longer had time for the oven or basic movement. Meanwhile, across the pond, the British were initially sceptical. After all, why replace a cooker with a contraption that looked like it was borrowed from Star Trek? But slowly, we came around, realising that the microwave wasn't just for reheating last night's takeaway, but other stuff like, Heinz baked beans. Today, you'll find it in kitchens across the motherland, saving countless hours that would have otherwise been spent making a full-on spag bol. Not that we've cut back on those either. And finally, the internet, an invention that forever changed the way we communicate.
So basically everything important in the world today?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Wasn't I thought the internet was British invented.
I did as
well. If the internet and your phone is both American, then that, do you know what I mean?
It could have been invented, but then developed is a whole different thing as well. Don't know.
They could have stole it off us.
Like the burger. Like the hamburger.
Yeah. For instance, right now, from the other side of the Atlantic, Uncle Toby is able to write, No, the internet were invented by Tim Berners-Lee, an Englishman. And while Berners-Lee did invent the World Wide Web, its related HTML language, and other stuff I don't understand, that's not the same thing as inventing the internet, Tobe, so shut it. Instead, it was a product of the US military, developed between the 60s and 80s as a project called ARPANET. The internet wasn't exactly intended for cat memes, but by the late 1900s, this once clunky system of interconnected computers became the World Wide Web. And I remember this, when the internet first showed up in Britain, it was a slow, screechy affair. Yeah. Dial-up connections meant waiting ages just to load a single page, and heaven forbid that my dad picked up the landline mid-download. But as broadband took hold in the early 2000s...
Well, I guess CFAX and teletext and stuff like that was a form of internet, wasn't it? Because you used to you had like different page numbers. So what you do, you'd have it on your TV and you put in like 301, and that was the horse racing results, for example. And it'd bring up all the horse racing results, and it'd go through the pages. And you couldn't sort of just go back to 301, you'd have to wait for it to pan through and then go back. It'll start again.
What, would you just have 4G on that?
No, there'd be no 4G. 5G.
The internet transformed British life, from how we shop and work to how we watch a YouTuber explain how the internet transformed British life. Today, whether you're binging Netflix, Googling the nearest chippy, or complaining about the Wi-Fi speed, the internet is woven into the fabric of daily life in Britain. So cheers once again.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like, how do you think of making something like that? Like, how do you invent the internet?
Yeah, well,
before it's actually a thing and no one's ever heard of it. How do you think of that?
Well, you think with some of the things that are being invented at the moment, and the way it's being pioneered and developed and stuff. I mean, a lot of it's developed around what you've got already that's already there. So I think
that's what it is now.
It's just more development.
It must be so hard to today to make like a new invention.
I don't know.
Every time you think of something, it's already a thing.
But when you look at it might not be a new invention as such, but you see probably things coming out all the time that's new, but it's just maybe developed a bit better than what you've got. I think when I saw the fires in California last week, and then Elon Musk said anyone who's getting a Tesla Cybertruck delivery ain't going to get them because we're using them as a grid, putting them in grid formation. So with the what's his SpaceX internet called? I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know what it is.
But so everyone can get Wi-Fi and stuff like that from the trucks. In the strategic position of the trucks, and I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Did you know that they're the Bard over here?
Cybertrucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one of the
Bard.
I don't know if they're Bard. I've never seen one, but I read about one today.
Yeah.
It's got an Albanian plate on it, but it's owned by a British guy. But it's got an Albanian plate, and that's why he had to register it overseas. But he lives over here. I didn't read the story. That's probably what it is, though, right?
No. So he got pulled up because they said that the height of it is 5'10". It's made to withstand like crashes and stuff like that, and they're saying that they're going to be illegal over here because it's too dangerous for like cyclists or pedestrians.
Cyclists?
Oh, it's always a fucking cyclist, mate.
Yeah. And the cyclist before the truck.
Or just let them hit him.
So he had the truck taken off him.
I saw he got it taken off him, but I heard it was taken off him because it had Albanian plates on it, and he lives over here. He's a British resident.
No.
And he's registered it overseas, and it's not an overseas vehicle.
No, it said that it's because of the size of it and the damage it could do if
it was in this area as well.
Yeah,
it was around here.
Yeah.
So, really?
Yes.
Yeah. But like I said, that's probably why I've never seen one over here. Then.
Yeah.
There you go, eh? Let us know if there's any other inventions you can think of in the USA.
Yeah.
That's that we need over here in the UK.
I'll tell you what they need, like we have a kettle.
They have them, but they need more of them.
Yeah.
That's like in every kitchen in the UK.
Every kitchen's got them over
have
here.
a kettle.
It's a staple over here. Yeah.
Imagine boiling your water with a pan on
Or a
top
microwave.
of the stove.
No,
A lot of them use microwaves.
Yeah, some
Really?
have tea kettles.
Yeah.
But also, a lot of people in the US have what they called a quasher, where it's automatic hot water.
What is that?
Quacker. So it's
What, like from the tap?
Yeah, it's like a tap.
And it's at 100 degrees, so you just fill
his water up from there.
for like a tea or
That's quite
coffee.
cool.
Yeah.
They're quite popular
That's
over
easier
here.
than
Yeah.
Yeah, they're quite
No
popular
one will
over
need a
here.
kettle.
But yeah, there you go, eh? Hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.
Bye.
Cheers.